Mystic Raven, and today we're going to do part 2 of our tutorial, what to do next after you get out of the games tutorial. Okay, so you've made your character, you've gotten in the game, congratulations and welcome to Elder Scrolls. The first thing you need to do before you do anything, and that's pick up a mission, anything, go to your crown store. Now, the best thing about Elder Scrolls is they actually initially give you a 500 balance in your crown store. The reason I'm telling you to do this, guys, is when you go there, this is going to be your initial mount, because as a new player, you don't have a mount, right? It's just not there. But if you go to mounts and you go all the way down, usually you can pick up, well, they used to have a mount for 500, but you can pick up like a couple extra 100 crowns and pick up a mount. So this is the best thing I would always suggest to players, is pick up your first mount. Get a couple crowns, you get 500 initial. If there's a sale, you can get it for 500. If not, pick up a 400. It's worth it, just for the simple fact of it is because it takes a lot of money. If you want and you have the money, just go to the stables. And I'm sorry, I do have a little bit of a flu here, but you can go to the stables, and then the stable master will also be able to sell you mounts. And as you can see, the cheapest one is 10k, and you can probably get that in a, you know, about an hour or two, depending if you're doing quests. The second thing you want to go ahead and do is talk to the main quest giver. So there will be a little you know, guide that leads you to the main quest, and in Ebonheart Pack it's Hogan, and you can go ahead and talk to this individual, and that'll start your main storyline. And you can always just tell them, I'll meet up with you, and then when you open up the map location, it'll be right there. Okay, so that's the second thing you need to go ahead and do after this, and just keep to this main storyline. Skip the fluff. You know, quests are great, especially if you're trying to get gear. So if you're trying to get gear, you can do quests, but the main storyline gives you the most XP, and it also gives you skill points. The second thing you want to go ahead and do is join the guilds, because it's going to open up additional skill lines for you. So as you can see, I'm in the crafting area here, and in Ebonheart Pack, the Fighters Guild's right outside of it, and the Mages Guild on the other side. So the first thing I also want to go ahead and do is join the guilds.
Good.
As you can see,
Then welcome to...
it'll open up my skill line. So now I have the Fighters Guild skill line. Okay, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is get a hold of the Mage Guild. And this is kind of important, guys, even if you
anyone can cast.
you know, later on, if you're going to go from a stamina to magicka, it's good to, you know, pick these up, especially if you're doing lore books, because that's how you build up the Mage Guild. You don't really do anything. You can build up this skills by books to level up the Mage Guild, and Fighters Guild, you just got to kill undead, which are in dungeons and pretty much in the world.
I never knew that about
If you
witches.
came for
To
crafting,
try that next time.
you must craft. I'm
Oh,
authorized.
those are the rights, and that's very important too. So in the Mage Guild, there's a person who will give you your rights.
We're book hunters.
Excuse me,
We
for crafting. And there's the Mage Guild, and you can go ahead, and this person in the Mage Guild will also let you be certified in provisioning and enchanting. And over in the Fighters Guild, there's usually nearby the person who does the other type of rights. And that's very important here, guys, as well, because even if you don't want to be a crafter, let's say you're never going to craft a piece of gear in the game, you hate crafting, you want to go ahead and take crafting just for the simple purpose of upgrading your gear, because in Elder Scrolls you have to upgrade your own gear, because if it's bound you can't trade it. So that's a very, very important, another important thing to remember, because if I'm going to improve my gear, I need to go ahead and be able to do it myself. And as you guys can see right now, I'm incapable of doing that. So very important thing that you got to remember. Now after I pick up the two guilds, which is the Fighters Guild and the Mage Guild, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is get my Undaunted skill line up. Now, usually that's in a tavern in the main cities that you'll go to. So in Davin's Watch, it's down in the tavern by the docks. Glenumbra, it's in the tavern, I believe, closer between the docks and the bank. So you want to find the tavern. When you find the tavern, you're going to find the Undaunted sitting at a table, and there's an Undaunted person.
Ali, you sure?
Once I go ahead and do that, that's going to throw up my Undaunted skill line. Okay? That's another very important thing to remember, because you want the Undaunted medal and the command. Now, when it comes to gear, let's say you don't have any friends that play the game. If you have friends that play the game, you can have them craft your gear. Go ahead and get some materials, and they'll probably help you out. There's a lot of other players that will help you out. Or if you don't, save up some coin, and you can retain somebody's services by, saying, hey, I'll pay you this much if you craft me gear. And you can, wheel and deal that way. Or you can pretty much just go throughout the game and play the content and use the gear up until you get ready for dungeons. When you get ready for dungeons, that's a whole different aspect. And I will be doing another tutorial on that. But these are a couple of the tips that you really want to pay attention. And another thing that you want to do on a daily basis after you get your mount is train your mount daily. And also, when you do get certified in your rights, you'll want to do your daily rights and their boards. So here's the consumables, and here's the equipment. What those will help do is help level up your crafting as well as deconstructing. And on top of that, it'll give you a chance at getting surveys and rare materials for upgrades. So if you have any questions or comments, post below. I will try to get to them as quick as possible. I do want to thank you all for watching, and once again and always, thank you and have a nice day.